Yo, back for the second time in one day. That's right. We back for the second time in one day. I got a couple brothers waiting in the wing right now. Before we bring them on, we're going to run the intro. But yeah, we got brother Jonathan running for District 4. And along with Mr. Peyton Zyla. I say that right, y'all? Yeah. So I got Peyton and Jonathan in the wing. We about to bring them on. I'm so excited to have these brothers on because Jonathan, I'm telling y'all, man, this is a special brother. He running for District 4 to represent the real people. Yeah. And unfortunately, he got a couple of opponents, but they not gonna have there's no match for him. All right. And we definitely got to get old Orville Redenbacher out of there. So I'm gonna bring on Jonathan here in a minute. Y'all give me a second. And yeah. Love y'all.
Determination to change the nation, I'm manifesting the truth. Back in the booth to give you the messages that's been channeling right through me. No, I'm not Jesus, although my spirit is great. I'm eating my food without a plate, escaping this place through my meditations. New life begun when I reloaded the gun and realized where I was from was not too far from the sun. Like somewhere close by the moon. Now I'm connected like Zoom. On walks of life that ever lived, call me like out of the blue. So I just pass it to you, right through your speakers with clues. And if you choose to free your mind, then you will have all the tools. But I can't make you take it and shake it and mentally break yourself out. Cause freeing your mind without a doubt is something you have to try out. But once you see the light, your might, and all the power you've had, then you have reached the fifth dimension and you can brighten your path. But others who choose to follow the red pills, it's harder to swallow. Or you can wallow in your sorrows, feeling all empty and hollow. The only way you'll see the truth is if it's starting with you. So please stop lying to yourself, start being truthful to you. The only way you'll see the truth is if it's starting with you. So please stop lying to yourself, start being truthful to you, to you.
Yo. I'm back and I'm still black. Without any further ado, I'm about to bring my brothers on the stage. Here we go. I appreciate all y'all joining in already. Hey, there they go right there. Jonathan, what's going on, brother?
Oh, man. Just living the dream. Not much. Just staying out of trouble. It's happy to be here. Have the opportunity to have this platform, talk to people about why this election is important. It's one of the most important elections.
One of the most important elections. Shamila said, hey. Miss Wanda said, good evening. Hey, Wanda. Got a couple people, slow burn. And let me see. Oh, okay, I see 2 people and 3 people on Instagram. All right, I see y'all. I very rarely use the Instagram because they delete my live afterwards, but I felt like it was important to engage Instagram with you because my followers is finally almost at 5,000 and I'm trying to keep on building that mug up. So, yeah. So, Jonathan, man, first, how old are you, brother?
I'm 29 years old.
29. Beautiful. Man, I love it, man. So what made you step into the arena of city council?
The arena, I've been in the arena just in different ways since I can remember. Like, so as a young kid, like from a like mixed status background, like my family, not necessarily all of them have the legal papers back then to like be in this country. So we lived in the shadows. We like had to like fight for like every little scrap. So what made me want to get into the arena in this capacity was like having seen what it looks like when we don't have effective warriors, like people that are in there just waiting to like do the easiest thing. Like we might be able to say something as a community in regards to an issue, but we don't have warriors in office right now. We can see that from the national level down.
Yeah, you're right. There's no warriors, and you definitely a warrior. Just so the people know, when I first seen him running, I immediately messaged him and said, man, we got to support this brother because for one, he he already gave off that good heart energy, right? And that's the foundation of a great person, when you can feel their heart and the love that they have for their people and people in general. And so the moment I felt that heart energy, I said, we got a foundation right here with this brother.
Yeah.
And here we are today. He showed up at City View when we was down there, right to work with the people, man. And he came down and we fed over 500 people.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I didn't have to say, man, Jonathan, is you coming or nothing? He was just there. I turned around and he was boots on the ground, handing out food. And we was in South Omaha. And, you know, people like, oh, why are y'all over here? But guess what? North, South, it don't matter. People is people. And when you got the heart foundation, that's why this brother right here is important, because I can feel that love and that energy. So we appreciate you. I never got a chance to tell you, but I appreciate you for showing up and doing what you did. And then, like you said, representation right now is very important, that you are in the position that you are running and representing, and for the young people looking up to you, you know. Let me ask you though, for city council, there's definitely not the representation that I was hoping that we had for South Omaha. So now that you are running, what's the feedback that you're getting from your community that now that you're running?
I think it's almost the best way to describe it is a sense of relief that somebody that has deep roots, that has the will and like the wherewithal, the actual capacity to fight, is stepping in. Like, because people know me, like I don't necessarily like publish everything that I do, every meeting I help work, like all that stuff behind the scenes. Like I like doing it because it makes a difference. And like sometimes when you stick your neck out in a certain way, you make yourself a target. It's like I didn't necessarily want that target on my back. I'll do it for the right cause, but like, in the moment, it's hard to make that decision to run for office in the first place. So yeah, it's just to sum it up, there's a lot of reasons to be worried, feel like you're disenfranchised, but at this point in the Trump administration, the way that things are rolling out, we need to be affirmatively and aggressively fighting back for an expansion of rights, or an expansion of benefits, for an expansion of general public good provided by government. So that's what, like, when people find out I'm the one that's running against the incumbent that was appointed, they're excited. Like, oh shit, we have an actual reason to get out to vote. So that's what I'm excited about.
That's what I like to hear. You're getting a lot of love, man. Thanks for always giving people access to important conversations. I appreciate y'all. Mr. Phillips, hey, there go Precious. Said, hey, Jonathan and Peyton.
Precious.
Mr. Phillips, Miss Washington, Miss Jones, there go Mr. Hayes. Me and him got the same middle name.
All my friends are in the room.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it's good that you know, you're getting some excitement built up in community, and finally we have an actual race instead of somebody that's appointed, right? So now we got the people get a chance to vote for someone that is from their community, looking like them, and got their interests in mind. Like I think that with you having that grassroots and you know, background, it's going to be good, because then people, when it's time to come to city council, and I've been there multiple times at city council, and I've always just felt like the decisions that were being made was not in the interest of the people in the area. So now that you're there, what are you looking to change or do for your community?
Sure. So there's like I could go into the whole like soapbox, like bullet point things, but the main thing is like creating systems of transparency and accountability in a way that are actually accessible to people. Just like everything's available online, there should be an easy way to see who's getting city contracts, who has tax credits or whatever being distributed on a regular basis. The county does provide some amount of that information on the website, their website, for like check disbursements, but it's not necessarily easy to read or like go through, because you have to go like item by item. So just to sum it up, like there's ways to make people feel like their property tax dollars, their sales, all the different taxes that are collected, there's a way for people to feel like that's going towards something productive, and that something that will benefit them in the short and long term. Like there's something called the velocity of money. So if you spend $1 in a local economy, that dollar can recirculate many times over. And we've had local reporting that shows that that's more likely to happen in wealthier areas. So we need to have intentional policies, a city government that tries to like create that velocity of money in pockets of town that we haven't necessarily had that same like number, because it's a basic formula. They teach it in economics and business school. So we just need to get back to a version of investing in people so that we can invest in ourselves.
I love it. You know what else I love is the fact that you running a clean campaign. I haven't seen you downplaying nobody. You've taken pictures with the opponents. Like, man, this brother, I mean, when you talk about pure heart, I know I said it already, but man, this brother's heart is so pure. The hugs is real, and what he live is real, what he say is real. And so when you got people like this, we have to make sure we uplifting them. And yeah, I'm not in South Omaha, but I just posted a message from Instagram. She said, "Thank you for representing for our South Omaha community, Mr. Renteria. You got my vote." Hey, so that's what I'm talking about. Like,
that's all I need. It keeps me going. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man. And it's definitely people are seeking candidates they can believe in. Good luck tomorrow. Of course, Precious says she love y'all. And so, yeah, man. I mean, I think the important thing here is to note that not only are you young, but you care already. And that gives me hope for the future when I see young people that care about not only the politics in themselves, but for their community, you know. And you're looking good, you're feeling good. I mean, everything is good. So, right. So tomorrow, when they go to them polls in South Omaha, you gonna hit it, man, and you're gonna be the next in that general.
From your lips, from your lips.
Yes, sir. I believe in it. And you know, Untamed, you know, let me move out the way so they can see. It's a unified nation taking action, mentally erasing deception. And I look at these brothers as part of the unified nation because we have to mentally erase the deception that we cannot be together and that we cannot grow together. That's all deceptive. That was fed to us from a high chair. But guess what? When you meet brothers like this and you know that we can grow together and erase that deception mentally, man, we got to support each other. It's spiritual connections. It's your spiritual family. And so when I met Brother Jonathan, 100%, I knew he was that guy. So DeMarcus says, salute, Mr. Mosley. Yeah. So what do you want people to know about you that they might not find out about you on your campaign?
Shoot. I guess this is like a fun fact, and I don't drink. So like I have like 18 months sober from alcohol. So like that to me is a super important point. So it goes back to a campaign that I actually like was a part of and lost. So back then, it's 2020, helping Roger Garcia with his campaign. He lost by 3 votes. It's not like me drinking, like, you know, having fun, like decompressing was the reason that he lost by 3 votes. But like passing through the years, like the months, that all the stuff, trying to process, like, what could I have done differently? How could I have connected people, let people know there was an election? 3 votes is nothing. Right. So like, what could I have done, like, to save my energy, to like build up capacity, to train other people, all that stuff. So like going back to like 18 months ago, like, hey, like shit might hit the fan. Like we might have to do something. Like I might have to mobilize. I might have to get my friends together. And like I can't wake up groggy. Like I got to be able to stay up late and like do things. Like there's a season for everything. Like I don't need it, not in this life, not in this season, whatever it is. Like so that's one fun fact for you guys. No booze for this guy. I'll drink NAs, bubbly water, all that stuff. But simply to always have the capacity to show up. It's like if somebody calls me in the middle of the night, like, hey, I'm in this, like, and I'm in this trouble. I need help. I need you to connect me to this, or this. Like, I got you. I'm like, they might have to go through do not disturb. You might have to call twice, but like, I got you. Like, I'll find a way to help you. So that's what it's about. Just finding a way to be intentional about my capacity and help other people build theirs. So that's a fun fact for you.
Right.
No boost.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I always say, you know, humans, we always celebrate by killing our liver. So you get a promotion, kill your liver. You know, your birthday, kill your liver. I celebrate the death of their liver. So I think that that's good that you've decided to do that. I'm what you call a social drinker. Like maybe like if it's a birthday or something, I might go into a bar, take a shot with a person or something. It just depends. But I'm a wheat drinker, so it don't take nothing for me. Maybe because I'm 49 now, but I can't drink like that no more.
Yeah, it all adds up. It's like there's a reason people think I'm younger, you know, because I don't drink. That's what.
That's right. That's right. Ayana said we are better and strong, united. There's another message from Instagram. I have to copy and paste them over here because they don't post into the live. She said, unified nation is alive and well. That's great. Let's see. Oh, Miss Jenkins, this is the energy we need during historical times. Your run will inspire so many more brave actions. Yes. And that's why I felt like it was important to highlight you because, man, the energy I get from you is just it's unmatched. And I think that with you being so young, and I mean, what, 29? That's still not old. You know, you're about to be 30 when you turn 30, brother.
Like a week after the ceremonies. So June 15th, that's my birthday.
June 15th, that's your birthday.
In a couple months, I'll be 30.
Hitting the dirty 30. All right.
30. I've been looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Yeah, turning that new number. Yeah, man.
Well, it's like going back to what I talked about, like at the beginning, like at a young age, like I've been having to deal with like adults in like different scenarios where like most people don't have to, like in terms of like trying to translate, trying to like help my brothers navigate school, and my mom's at home, like all the things. So for me to actually have like a number, it's just like silly to some people, like to have a 3 in front of my age, for whatever reason, makes a big difference to people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just that very specific thing.
You know what? I have been looking forward to finally getting some grades so people would call me Unc or something, but they just pop me in so slow. My friends be talking about I'm dyeing my beard, but I'm not. It's just it's taking a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
it's seasoning. It takes a while to build up the seasoning.
It's taking a while, yeah. So let me ask you, when you first decided to run for city council, like, was your family supportive of it?
Honestly, it took me a while to tell them. It was like sometimes it's like, Jonathan, what are you up to? Like, why? Like, it's like you're doing this. Like, you got a full-time job. You don't like your job. Like, what are you trying to do? But I think once I kind of explained, like, hey, like this is what could happen if somebody like that isn't like ready to step up or ready to fight for certain things. This is what could happen if I don't do it, or if I don't find somebody. This is like I'm on the candidate search committee for the Douglas County Democratic Party. Like it is partially my job and the other members' job is to look for candidates to run across the county, like every single year, every single cycle. So in that process, I didn't necessarily like find any like the amount of positive reinforcement I thought I would need to work for any candidate we ended up recruiting. So in that process, like it ended up being let me try to condense this. There's help me out here, Z. What's that? What was remind me the question one more time. Go back like 10 seconds.
Just really what made you like, was your family supporting?
Oh yes,
my
family. Yeah. So I was going through that process, that trying to find somebody and explain to them like, hey, I'm getting feedback from the community like about like other people, and I don't want to get into the details there, but like that I should or should not support, but it wasn't necessarily like enthusiastic support. So that's kind of where I went to my mom, and my mom has been in my corner like since I like put that emergency call out, like, hey, we need our signatures in. And she like mobilized. She got me like 20-some signatures by herself in like 2 days. One of my friends helped me get like 30 signatures in 2 days. It's 100 signature requirement to run for city council, which a lot of people don't know. It seems like a small barrier, but it does take energy to get out there, to have those conversations, to like have people sign that piece of paper. Because some people didn't even want to have my name on the ballot, which is I thought was interesting. So yeah, it's my family, to sum it up, was super supportive once I kind of provided that context, because it does put people potentially at risk or put a target on their back. That's like Tim Carter, like you. I don't know if you know Tim Carter personally, but he had his lawn set on fire the day after he filed to run for office. It's like that's a real thing. Like there's a lot of publicly available information out there as far as like people's phone numbers, people's email addresses, their potential contacts, or like the people that they might live with. So like there's a real fear out there of people being too outspoken, and that's been reflected in like Palestinian rights protesters being abducted by ICE just in like broad daylight. So like people have a right to be concerned about like being a part of the political process right now. But right now, the important thing is to use what power, what rights we have available to us as aggressively as we can, so that we can build on that, not wait for someone to come in and say, hey, you need to provide a birth certificate to vote. That's insanity. Like there's so many reasons that somebody might not have that document readily available, or maybe they're going through a divorce, or their name doesn't match their maiden name, whatever it is. So that's the kind of thing that's like, all right, there's all these different battles, Jonathan. Like, why would you like stick your neck out and like have us potentially be a part of that? That, hey, like we got one life, like that's it. Like, and whatever happens in this life, like when you're gone, it keeps going for other people. So like
It does.
that's what this is about. Like I could rest easy knowing I did my best. Like if I am up at night worrying about the world and thinking to myself, I should have done this, that'll keep me up all night.
Yeah, and you're right. There's a song by Shine Down that say, "How did you love?" You like once you leave this world, what are people going to remember you for? And so, doing the things that you're doing now is setting the precedent, like somebody else said earlier, for other people to take forward, some positive actions. And so, what's her name on Instagram? She said, "Congratulations on 18 months of intentionally choosing mindful awareness daily. It's not easy." Ms. Jenkins got a question, and if y'all got a question while I got the brother on, go ahead and drop it in the comments. She said, "What's your favorite door knocking conversation or interaction?"
The conversation around the streetcar. There's it's more than likely it's going to get completed because of the contracts, the potential lawsuits, all the ramifications of it.
Yeah, that's what Jasmine was talking about earlier.
Yeah. So that conversation is my favorite because I can hear from people on different sides of the aisle on like their appreciation for development, but not necessarily the funding mechanism. Their appreciation for like nice new things, but not necessarily in a specific part of town that not everyone would have access to. So as I'm navigating that conversation, it's interesting to see where people of different political persuasions kind of overlap in a way that is super valuable when it comes to this specific type of election, a nonpartisan election, where it doesn't have a party next to it. It just shows your name. And if people look up my name, I don't want to say record because it's a weird thing. It's a political thing to say, but like my list of accomplishments, my organizing, my friends, like different people that are vouching for me, like that's, I think, what this has all been about. So going to those doors and hearing people say, "Oh, I care about this, this, and this," and connecting those dots for them in a way that like connects back to my campaign. Like, hey, like taxes, people don't want to pay taxes, but you like having like nice roads to drive on, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Well, part of that money that goes into that pool goes to schools too. So like I know like if I'm talking to an older person, like they like the streetcar, but they don't like funding public schools. Like I tell them like that's all connected. Like you might not have a driver's license and it might be nice for you to be in this part of town and commute and do whatever you need to do, but other parts of town deserve investment too. So like that's kind of what I get back to is like, hey, like you might like this, or this, but like let me reframe it for you. Like how about if we were more collective in the decision-making process so that that project wouldn't have so many opponents. It's like it could have been like a really cool project, $500 million in tax like credits basically. That's a lot.
Oh man. Yeah. Miss Weston said thumbs up tomorrow's race in tomorrow's race. Like your energy, enthusiasm, and passion. Matter of fact, I got a picture I need to share. It's me, you, Miss Weston, and Mike Lee. I think we took at your campaign kickoff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I took that one. Maybe I don't
know. Ms. Miller said, "Thank you for speaking on the abductions." Brother Shabazz said, "Eat your fear, use it as fuel to accomplish what you must." Yeah. Ms. Jenkins got another question. How would you approach the mayor's budget and police budget?
Sure. So I think it was in the last few days, the Omaha Police Department bragged about the decrease in crime. So part of that post, it was on Facebook. It was just alluding to or describing the different ways they did that. So by increasing access to different digital tools, making reporting easier, such and such. So that is with them being at a staffing shortage. So I was like, what I want to do is commend them for being efficient and say, hey, how can we spend the money, continue to spend the money efficiently and keep reducing crime? And so that it doesn't have to be the case where certain pockets of town that might have these hotspots are over policed. Because like, yeah, that's one way to bring crime down is to just like harass or like literally just make people look over their shoulder a lot in a certain part of town. Like I've lived in Southville for a while. Like I know what it's like. It's not fun. I just want to drive. Like not have another police car behind me and then take a turn. Another police car behind me and then take a turn. So with the mayor's budget and policing, I want to keep that trend up, that decrease in crime, because I was going to say, Jean Stothert, she said that even though crime is down, we don't necessarily expect it, or it's not a guarantee that it's going to stay down. So that's not the kind of framing that I agree with. I think we could continue to be proactive and invest in like the parts of my campaign platform, like universal childcare, universal public transit, like universal like preventative health care, so that people can address like mental health needs, like different reasons that people might be scared and like be a little bit on edge and call the police for like extra reasons, whatever it is. So like that's more of my perspective. It's like keep funding things, keep working on projects, programs that keep people out of trouble and maybe change the perception of what trouble is, and like not worry so much about like, oh, we need a police officer to go around this block 10 times to make the people there feel safer. That's not, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
It works sometimes.
It definitely works sometimes, but like you said, the over policing, it creates this data that we have all this crime happening when in reality it's just you're not policing those other areas the same. So that's why the data don't match, you know, and then crazy stuff happen in different areas. And I've
been like caught and released or whatever. I was driving late one day without a front plate, and like it was like my bumper like I got scraped off, or I forgot what it was, but I just needed to replace it. So like my license plate was in the little window, little space. Like, oh shoot, I'm getting pulled over. It's probably for this plate thing. It's like, oh, it's fine. Like I don't drink. Like I don't have to worry about anything. So they basically told me, hey, we pulled you over because of such and such. Like, oh, that makes sense. I could tell that the police officer was sniffing for alcohol. I was like, okay, well, I mean, I get it. It's like past midnight. I was like around Benson, like by the Saddle Creek area. And like maybe it's like, all right, somebody that drives a broken up car like might have been drinking or something, or like maybe they can't afford to like do such and such, so they're doing this at night. Like so in that moment, I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I get out of this safely and like make sure it doesn't happen again? So I asked for like a fix-it ticket or some kind of warning. He's, oh no, you're fine. We don't need to do any kind of paperwork. Like, all right, so I'm just gonna deal with this again. If it has like, I need to address this, but like I also want to have like some kind of documentation. Like, hey, I actually talked to someone. Like, you guys don't have to keep doing this. So you can like look at my rear plate and see like, oh, he has a warning that's like 7 days left on it or something. So like little things like that, or again like trying to reframe is like that over policing. It's just we're trying to live. Like we just want to do our job, like go home, like all the things, like without having to like, even though I'm not doing anything wrong, like all right, I gotta like put my hands on the steering wheel, like make sure like I don't reach too aggressively, like all that kind of stuff. So all that. Like, we just want to like work, like get the benefits that we deserve for like the amount of taxes we pay, and like live a fruitful life and get to relax every once in a while. It's not that complicated.
And I actually just got a video today from a young man who's a truck driver, and he got out of his semi truck and got into his car. He just pulled back into town and he was too tired to drive. He fell asleep in his car and woke up to the police with guns in his face. And he didn't even know what was going on. But luckily, he moved slowly. He pulled out his phone and started recording. But they still had their guns drawn. Now, had he been startled and sat up or anything out of what they felt like was ordinary, they probably would have shot the brother. Yeah. And that's terrible that we have to live in that fear. But I do want to mention something to you that you probably don't know, and my viewers probably don't know. Just so y'all know, we're joined right now with Brother Jonathan, who's running for District 4. But Brother Jonathan, guess what? You are the first Latino brother to ever be on my show.
There's no way. Are you racist? What's going on?
No, I've never had a white person on here either. Yeah, but I'm working my way into connecting in the South Omaha because I graduated from Omaha South.
There's no way, really? What year?
Yeah, all my friends, 94. My wife is 95.
2013 over here.
All 4 of my kids graduated from there. So 18, 17, 14, and 13, I think they all graduated. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So the reason why for sure that I wanted to have you on there, for one, I do want to recognize that South Omaha and North Omaha, we have this connection, and I went there. I went to Mars Elementary, so that was where I went to school at. You went there too?
I went to Mars Middle School. It was probably elementary school back in the day.
No, it was middle school. Don't be dating me like that. It was still middle school, but no, I went there for middle school and then South High for all 4 years and graduated as a Packer. So that's forever in my blood. My father worked at that packing house over there my whole life. That's all I remember him ever working at.
Sherman, I'm happy to be your token Mexican.
Yeah. But no, I'm gonna have some more. I think part of the issue was just not having a foothold over there. And then I didn't want to step on nobody's toes because I know communities are sacred to each, to each population. And so I never want to dip my nose. But once I met you, I said, you know what? I'm having him on my show. I don't care what nobody say, because like I said, the energy was through the roof. God tells you when you connect with people in that heart foundation. And like I said, when I met you, I could automatically tell you was my spiritual brother. And so, and I loved you right away. And I'm like, you know what, whatever he need me to do, we're going to do. Ms. Jenkins said, what do you view as the role of a city council member?
To provide basic services and expand on those services while improving quality of life with other programs, like supplemental programs. So like they can be directly provided by the city or through agencies, the departments, whatever it is, or subsidized through grants, different kinds of partnerships. But yeah, just to make life better and not have it be where a council member says something's not my problem, or that's a different jurisdiction or different office, whatever it is. Like there are ways to make it your problem. So that's what I'm willing to
Absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Because the thing about city council is your city council, not just only for your district, the entire city. So I'm glad you said that. Mr. Parker said, greetings from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Yeah. So I just actually met this brother from TikTok, then to LinkedIn, and today we had a phone call. So I'm gonna have him on the show here pretty soon, and we're gonna look up into linking Indiana and Omaha. I take that out of my dictionary. Yeah. We are working towards connecting the cities so we can show up for each other and do some more great things for the youth. You got Ayana and Roderick over here laughing at you because you asked me, was I racist?
Oh yeah. There's no allegations. You seem pretty cool.
No allegations. Yeah. And plus, I have been talking with Anna Hernandez. She's cool over there. I've met with her a couple times, and then I have a friend over there who owns a bar. Dang, what's her name? And I can't even remember her name now. I just went blank. Andrea Rodriguez, I think it is, and she got a nice little bar over there. And we went there for my 30-year graduation from South. We met back up, and everybody still looked the same, bro. We still look good, bro.
I believe you.
So,
I believe
you. It was beautiful.
Climate change hasn't caught up to your generation yet.
No, not yet, man. They say black don't crack unless you're smoking it. So that's how that worked. But do you have anything that you want the people to know about you specifically, or why they should get out and go vote for you on the 4th if they're in your district?
Sure. Give me 2 seconds.
1, 2. No.
All right. Because when it comes down to like when the shit hits the fan for real, we need people that are willing to put their actual bodies on the line. It's like if they hurt me, like they're gonna have to answer to the community. That's it. It's like, so I am nonviolent. But I know how to put my hands up. There's a Toby and Wigway song that I love. It's called "Try Jesus." I don't know if you've heard it.
I've heard.
Some of the lines are "Try Jesus, don't try me."
Don't try me,
because I throw hands. So I believe in standing up when you need to. You need to, like, if we want to get biblical with it. People keep saying things like "turn the other cheek." That's another lyric from that song. He says, "But that's one part of the Bible that doesn't sit right with me." So I agree. Like sometimes you have to respond in kind to let people know that these are real issues, that they can't just walk over you. So to sum it up, I want people to know I'm ready to fight in any way possible. I spar with my friends. I know what it feels like to get hit pretty hard. And it's not okay, guys. You don't do that. But it's fun. Yeah, it's fun because it's training muscle memory for scenarios where your feelings are elevated. Your everything's elevated. So to be able to put yourself in a moment of anxiety, of fear, all the things, like I'm not gonna die, but it's gonna hurt pretty bad, and I might fall down. Like whatever it takes to get better and to build resilience is what I want people to do. So I'm doing this because this is a version of what I know how to do. I'm doing things differently. I've never had to run for office, but I got people like Z in my corner. This is my campaign manager. It's what I'm saying is people have to get out of their comfort zone. And I hope people run for office. I'm on the committee. What? email us, email me, send me a DM or whatever it is, comment on something. I'll reach out to you. But the whole point is to like do something different, because like the same old has gotten us to where we are right now.
Oh man, who you telling? And that's why, you know, I roll with the younger generation, because if I'm turning my other cheek, it's probably because I'm coming back with a backhand.
Yeah.
I'm not about to let nobody do nothing. And you know, I love myself. So when people say, you know, you should walk away, and it depends on the situation, but I do love myself enough for self-preservation. And self-preservation sometimes means you got to get about that life. And I'm not gonna let nobody harm me or hurt me, and I'm going to defend my body.
Yeah,
So that is a part of it.
You have to be intentional, and a lot of the times, like there is the you have to live to fight another day. Sometimes
come on now.
You can't throw your body on the line every time. You have to be intentional. You have to be organized. You have to talk to your friends and say, these are the conditions under which we will not fold. And that's it, and move accordingly.
Yeah, Brother Hayes said, what do you think about We Make Omaha and development of the new comprehensive plan?
Yeah, so I've had the chance to participate in 2 of these workshops.
Mm-hmm.
So one in North Omaha at Culture House, and then one in South Omaha at the South Omaha Metro campus. What I will say is that the intentions are good. The community engagement part is a work in progress. What's lacking is there's a lack of input from South Omaha. There was at the point where I was involved. I think South Omaha had less than like 30 responses within the sample period. And I saw like a chart showing that the different zip codes that had responded to the survey that was getting feedback for the master plan, comprehensive like update, all that stuff through We Make Omaha. So what I would say is it's nice to have these nonprofit partnerships, these good intentions from like the people that make Omaha what it is, as far as like building the actual buildings, putting the money together to finance these new developments. It's great that they're facilitating this process. What I will say is that it feels like, as a community member, that a lot of it is already kind of in the works, that they are looking to put a stamp on it with this survey data, with these workshops in different parts of town. And like I said, they're doing a decent job. They are getting decent feedback. What I'm worried about is them like putting that in a drawer or only pulling it out when it matches up with something that's already in the works. So like I have no qualms with the people that run it, the people that they're partnered with, the way that some of it is set up, but there are concerns with having certain things be managed by nonprofit entities when it comes to things like open records requests and asking for the communications that help coordinate all that to be made publicly available. So that's the one sticking point that I want to highlight. I don't necessarily think it should always be a nonprofit. I think sometimes it should be the city that kind of puts it all together, has a plan, so that people can ask like, hey, like how did it come about? And there's not like missing email addresses or threads or whatever it is, like entire conversations that like have been happening since like for 10 years or whatever it is, if you look at something like the streetcar. So that's what I just want to make sure that we as a city are aware of what's happening, but we don't necessarily like put our stamp on something without realizing like that it's kind of already in the works. So, like I'm not, like I said, not saying that's the case 100% of the time, but it's how it feels as a community member and as a person that helps organize people in the community that are constantly surprised by projects that are like coming out of nowhere and like, hey, how'd this happen? How'd they get this credit? Or how'd they get this contract? Like I would have to look it up and go back however many months, like a year, whatever it is, and sift through all kinds of records. Whereas like, again, it should just be easier to find that and like see short-term, long-term, like what our plans are versus, I'll tell you what happened at one of the We Make Omaha workshops. We made collages about what our ideal city would look like. And the table I was at, all the magazines were from architecture magazines for retirement homes and medical care facilities. So I'm supposed to draw my vision for the Omaha of the future on like healthcare for senior citizens, or like so there were some things like about accessibility and like walkability and all that stuff, but so that was just like I could see where those magazines were ordered to. They were ordered to the firm or like one of the architecture design companies that was helping with the project. So like I understand that they're doing their best, but I want to say like we should be more involved in that process. They're trying to hire ambassadors and all that, but like I said, without the transparency transparency to begin with in campaign donations and the funding and all the tax credits and all that stuff. Without that transparency to begin with, it's not a guarantee that it will pan out the way people expect it to. That's about it.
Okay. Mr. Parker, referring to your comment earlier, said that's powerful. There needs to be more councilmen who are there to put the body on the line for the greater good. Pastor Ballard from Instagram said, y'all got to link and work the communities together. Yep. And Roderick, he's agreeing with you. Real talk. Mike Lee in the chat talking about my peeps. And Mr. A said the community is meant to help and protect each other. He said, let's go, bro. Yeah. And one thing I like to say is when I think about younger people, I call y'all the birth of the army, right? Because the fear of going against the structure is out of there. We don't have this fear anymore of that. And so when I look at myself, I feel like more of a lieutenant or general to make sure that I can, when I see a young warrior, that I can make sure that they are reaching their full potential, giving them the encouragement they need to push forward and be yourself. Be the God-guided person you're supposed to be, not what social media and the government tells you you're supposed to be. Be the warrior that you're born to be. And the only way you can do that sometimes is by separating from the world, figure out who you are, and then come out who you are and don't care what nobody think about you. Just be who you are, bro. And that's good that you're taking this step to jump into city council. I didn't do it this year. I decided to wait 4 more years. I feel like I'm still moving around state to state to get just different connections with people. And so by the time this next 4 year come around, I feel like I'll be ready to finally sit down and maybe run for a seat or something.
You got my vote. And if you need a campaign manager, I got you.
Oh yeah, I got you. Ms. Weston said, what's your thought about the city's master plan for South Omaha?
Sure. It goes back to like, all right, we have a nice project coming. So like, I don't want to like denigrate the city completely. Like we had Riverfront, like that was funded by a lot of like private donors, or all private, if I'm not mistaken. So my thoughts on the city's master plan is, thank you for giving us a chance to update it. I think we should also have the chance to update the city charter. So like as we like make changes to the master plan, like are we going to actually like be able to implement them? Oh, hey. No, you're okay. So are we actually going to be able to implement them like in the short term in a way that like guarantees its long term like funding and sustainability? So like master plan has ideas for like certain parts of town, like changing zoning, like giving access to like improving infrastructure in certain parts of town, increasing trends, like all the different pieces that make a city. That's what the master plan's about. What I would say is we need the chance to update that on a more regular basis. Yeah. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like the people that pay the most attention in certain parts of the year or certain like season, whatever it is, like when certain processes come out, it should be a constantly evolving thing, document, charter, the plan, all of it, so that we don't have to feel like if we don't pay attention for like 1 day or 1 week or session, that we're going to miss something that changes our community like forever. So that's what I would say. The thoughts on the master plan, great in idea, in in practice, not necessarily done the way I would want to. I just want it all to be more participatory, like a live document that we can every year during the summer, like after 4th of July, like there's a committee that's appointed by the city council to make sure it's still working the way it needs to, because we're going to be dealing with some emergencies over the next few years. So if we make the wrong investments, like how do we pivot from those decisions? Like are all of our A's going to be in a basket that ends up getting smashed? Right. And will we have to swoop in and like save development in an area like around the streetcar? Like I understand that there's already investment being put there by the developers that are looking forward to it existing. But if that doesn't pan out and those revenues don't come through, the community doesn't necessarily see those benefits. So yeah, we're just trying to make sure when it comes to all of those big giant plans, we're not like stuck with like, oh, like because of this or this, like we're not going to address your community's concern because we're trying to build affordable housing. So like displacement is a concern, but there's more people that would potentially live in this complex than are being displaced is what one argument that might be used. So like the master plan might be okay with that, and I'm not necessarily as okay with that. So
Yeah.
again,
And
I
I
want to
think
make sure we address
the,
that.
the structure needs to remember that you work for the people. So the people's input should always be involved when you're changing the structure or making a plan for an area. Make sure the people have a say so. And so I'm just happy that you had the time to join me today, brother. I know we had kept talking about let's set a date, and then I'm like, maybe if we do it the day before, it'll be fresh in their minds tomorrow for the poll. So anybody tuning in, make sure if you are in District 4, that you're marking your ballot for Brother Jonathan. And we want to make sure that you get out to vote. It's very important to have a voice, and the local votes, the local elections to me is more important than the presidential elections, because these are the people who's going to be making decisions in your area. So District 4, Brother Jonathan, Peyton, I'm watching you, bro. You better, I'm watching you. You're going to jump into something here. But me and Peyton, we gonna keep working on that community protection. We definitely, like I said, I look at the people as the birth of the army. Brother Kasim is building little army men right now with the Black Agenda Alliance, and I think that in our communities we should have our own militia of people that can patrol our neighborhoods. And so that's what we're working on to try to have it ready for the summer. Brother Peyton, you already know you invited. And we got a few members already. And I think that, like you said, we're not turning the other cheek unless we coming back with a backhand.
And one last plug. If you are feeling despair, try to find a group out there that's working on some kind of mutual aid. Because I'm going to use that phrase, when shit hits the fan, you need friends. Like systems break down, but it's harder to break down real relationships. So get out there, connect with people, make real friends, real connections to take care of yourselves and each other. That's it.
All right, Brother Jonathan, we love you, brother. Appreciate you stopping through. And again, make sure you get out and vote for Jonathan Renteria.
Man, right here.
8 a.m. to 8 p.m. you can vote. Find your polling place, vote411.org.
All right. Well, y'all, you heard it from the man himself. We got him in here. Appreciate, man, Instagram. I love y'all, man. I'm going to have to make sure I start including Instagram a little bit more on my lives. I just don't like that they delete it right after it's done, but I can always upload it again, I guess. Anything else that you want to say before we end it? Or anything?
Thank you to everyone that has reached out to help, that has shared, that has liked, that has commented, that has donated, that has even just talked about me to their friends or family. That's like literally all we can ask for, is to make sure that people know there's an option, that there's an election, and that there are real issues that we can impact to protect ourselves from the worst consequences of a Trump administration, of a shitty federal government. We can take care of ourselves here locally, whether someone like me is in office or not. So that's what I meant, like, connect with people, because we are going to take care of each other regardless of like what happens at the national level. Like we're each other's neighbors. Like, no, there's no way that they're going to separate us, like drag us from our houses, arrest us on the street out of nowhere. Like, no, like we're going to have friends. And that's what I want to say. Connect with me, connect with my friends, and get out there.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Thanks again for joining. Thanks for all the people who tuned in, asked the questions. Paul done dropped the link on YouTube, so we'll see what that's about. Brother Dwayne said peace. And so with that, we are signing out. Peace and hair grease from the northeast side of Omaha. All right.
From the south. See you guys.
Yes.